Hi, welcome to TNT. It's the 30th of January as we whip around Thailand, checking some of the main news stories. Thanks, of course, to 5-Star Marine. You can find them at 5starmarinephuket.com. That's 5 with a number 5. And we start off with a senator coming up with an idea to tackle Thailand's drug problem. Hasn't gone down too well. And posted in Khalsot English, Senator Ahmed Ayukan suggested on Tuesday while addressing the Senate that drug traffickers should be executed within 3 months, presumably after their sentence, and that executions should be broadcast live. He says, I can guarantee that no one will dare break the laws. And it notes that he's since come under widespread criticism. Yeah, I just don't think that one's going to land. But somebody's also come up with a bit of an approximation as to the real cost of air pollution in Thailand. And it's published in nationthailand.com. Air pollution costing Thailand trillions of baht in economic damage. And the economic damage caused by PM 2.5 pollution to Thai households in 2019 was estimated just over 2 trillion baht. The economic cost of PM10 pollution, that would be particulate 4 times as large as the PM 2.5, that amounts to about 446 billion baht per year. And this is from research published by Associate Professor Wisanu Akawanik. They've estimated the real cost of PM 2.5 in Bangkok, Chonburi, Nakhon Ratchasima, Chiang Mai and Khon Kaen. So it's basically central Thailand, northeast Thailand, northern Thailand, which suffer the most under these PM 2.5 pollution problems each year. Then the Capricorn Research Centre has estimated the economic loss due to health-related opportunity costs in Bangkok over a 1-month period exceeds 3 billion baht. And that around 2.5 million people in Bangkok, what a city of about 10 million, suffer from respiratory or allergy-related illnesses, with 50% of them requiring at least one doctor's visit per month. The economic impact of air pollution extends beyond direct healthcare costs. Things like reduced outdoor activities, work-from-home arrangements, school closures, and declines in tourism. The story notes in that case that the opportunity cost then is even higher. And we note that the Thai government is often triggered by these studies and anything involving Thai baht. But there could be some money coming into Thailand to top up the coffers. Let's go to thestraitstimes.com. And TikTok to invest, that would be 5 billion Singapore dollars, Singapore publication, in Thailand data hosting project, investment board says. And ByteDance's TikTok will invest 126 billion baht in Thailand in a data hosting service. This according to the Thai Investment Board, the BOI. And the operations are slated to begin in 2026. And the move comes as several tech giants plan data centres in Thailand, Southeast Asia's second biggest economy. In 2024, Alphabet's Google said it would invest 1 billion baht in Thailand, a year after Amazon Web Services announced a $5 billion investment in the country over 15 years, and Microsoft's also announced it will open its first regional data centre in Thailand. And TikTok's plans mark a significant step in enhancing Thailand's digital and AI infrastructure. This is according to Thailand's BOI. All these data centres don't really employ a lot of people, and they certainly use a lot of electricity, but it does look like that Thailand is slowly becoming Southeast Asia's data hub. Now to the DTV and an article covered in thepatiamail.com. Just very quickly, the DTV is the Destination Thailand visa. It covers a total time of 5 years in Thailand, broken up into 180-day chunks. The idea being very briefly that you'd be able to come and stay for 180 days, that's nearly half a year, and then you would head off to immigration and get an extension for another 180 days, but after that second 180 days, you'd have to leave the country and come back and start all that again. So I think people were thinking they'd be able to come for 180 days, visit immigration, they'd have another 180 days, leave the country for a few days and come back again. But we've now got a situation where the first group of people who are granted a DTV are at that stage where they're going to have to extend. And there is a Facebook page called Destination Thailand Visa, and there appears to be quite a lot of confusion. And Pattaya Mail sort of breaks this down. Let's go to their story, and I'll put a link in the description of today's video if you do have a DTV and you'd like to catch up with the full story. And the thrust of the article is DTV extension looks more of a hassle than a new border run. And it opens by saying the published criteria for the 6-month extension of the DTV at Bangkok immigration are not binding on provincial officers, but they are likely to be followed more or less and confirm what has long been speculated. It'll be more straightforward to leave the country every 180 days, no matter briefly, in line with the Ministry of Tourism's recommendations last July, and that holders are much less likely to face issues at airports and borders than at local immigration offices. So the general thrust of the article is saying that the DTV may be better administered by the holders of the DTV by heading out of the country every 180 days, albeit just for a day or so. And a review of the popular and informative Facebook group, Destination Thailand Visa, suggests that about 75% of holders who have commented on the issue think exiting Thailand is the better response during the 5-year validity of the tourist visa with a designated activity. Indeed, the emerging picture suggests that a local immigration extension is likely to require considerably more documentation than the original DTV visa granted outside Thailand. All DTVs have to be applied for outside of Thailand. You can't apply for a DTV inside Thailand. And the basic point, according to the article, is that a local immigration extension will depend on continually updating documentation over the 5-year duration of the DTV. How will someone who started a cookery course in 2024 going to prove beyond reasonable doubt that he or she is still learning in, say, 2027? And in the medium term, it will become apparent that DTV is a 5-year validity tourist visa requiring leaving Thailand at least twice a year, or once a year if a local immigration can be persuaded to turn 180 days into 360. Now, DTV most often used by digital nomads, people who are employed by an overseas company, not a Thai company, and also people coming to Thailand on for activities, or it could also be a medical stay. And then it moves on to this curly one. The separate but overarching issue is the potential personal income tax liability on some overseas remittances to Thailand of anyone, Thai or foreigner, including DTV holders, who reside in Thailand for 180 days or more in a calendar year. And you can read that full article penned by Barry Kenyon at pattayamail.com, link in the description of this video. As we go to a little bit more information about how the Thai government are going to try and start closing down some of these border scam centres. And we head to Thai PBS World. And it says the PEA, that's the Provincial Electricity Authority, ready to cut powers to Myanmar border towns. Thailand's PEA has vowed, this is yesterday, to cease supplying power to border towns in Myanmar if activities there are affecting national security. This is in response to widespread calls for the PEA to stop supplying power to some border towns to weaken scam operations based there. And the PEA supplies electricity. It has contracts with this list of border towns here. And it's in some of these areas where these scam centres operate. The spokesman says the PEA will halt the supply if the subsidiaries or subcontractors refuse to pay electricity fees, fail to provide contract collateral, or if the supply affects national security. Well, I think they've certainly got grounds under the issue of national security. Okay, to a bit of an update on the high-speed railway. This is just one of those stories that we just seem to talk about forever. And we go to the Bangkok Post. High-speed rail linking Bangkok to China in 5 years. And Thailand expects to complete its first high-speed rail network linking the country to China through Laos in 2030. A long-delayed project officials have touted as keys to furthering bilateral relations and trade between the two nations. And the first phase linking Bangkok and Nakhon Ratchasima province is currently at about 36% completion. And the design for the second phase that will extend the rail line to the northeastern border province of Nong Khai has been finalised and is ready to be submitted to the Cabinet for approval. In all, the rail lines are 609 kilometres long, estimated to cost 434 billion baht. The Thai network will be connected to the Laos-China line via a bridge built over the Mekong River. The Thai government's responsible for the entire project investment, civil works construction and application of Chinese construction technologies and railway systems. And remembering that China's got the largest, by far, network of high-speed rail in the world, I think that'd be a magnificent journey if eventually they can get the rail line going from Beijing down to Singapore, a sort of a modern-day Orient Express. I'd certainly be interested to take that ride, but interested to hear what you think about any of the stories today. Please support 5 Star Marine and Beach House Thailand. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Have a fantastic Thursday, and we'll see you tomorrow.